What's good? What's good? What's good? Devin Haney's a duck. Devin Haney's a duck. Bill Haney's a duck. Duck, 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 duck. I'm calling duck as loud as I can call duck. Frauds, phonies, and ducks. Frauds, phonies, and ducks. I did yesterday spend my time watching Bill Haney talking to Brian Norman Sr. That man is pulling the same horse shit that he pulled on Gary Russell Jr. Same day, different day, same bullshit out of Bill Haney, bro. I'm seriously, man, watching him do that shit with Brian Norman Sr., bro. Watching him do that with Brian Norman Sr., listening to what Bill Haney was saying. Bill Haney don't want that, man. Bill Haney a fraud, bro. Y'all are frauds, man. Y'all know y'all frauds, right? You don't want to fight no Brian Norman Jr., bro. You trying to... Dude, this man is sitting there with a straight face trying to convince people that Brian Norman Sr. doesn't represent his own son. Man, that's the same bullshit you pulled with Batman. Bill, I remember when you were sitting there telling, oh, we can't talk to Batman. We can't talk to Batman. We can't talk to Batman. How do we know that you even represent Batman? Nigga, that's the same bullshit you did to Gary, you did to Batman. Now you try to do it to the dude's father. Man, you better get out of here with y'all ducking asses. Y'all didn't want no smoke with, you don't want no smoke with that kid, man. Y'all don't want no smoke with that little kid, man. Damn shame on you, man. And he's a kid. He's a kid. He's 23, 24 years old. He's a kid. That Devin is damn near 30. Devin is damn near 30. Now you got a young up-and-coming 23-year-old in the same position that Devin was in. Same position as Devin. Young 23-year-old world champion, undefeated. And you want to act like his daddy can't talk for him. Bill Haney is the biggest fucking con man, bullshit artist in boxing, easy. What bullshit, bro? What bullshit? I couldn't believe listening to that crap, man. You bitch ass nigga, you bitch ass, I'm sorry, cuss. Bitch ass nigga, you a bitch ass nigga, you a bitch ass. Bro, you're supposed to be a promoter, man. You're a promoter talking about, you bitch ass, let's take it to the streets, let's fight. Trying to get under Brian Norman Sr.'s skin, bro. That's all you did. You tried to force a man to try to get illogical so that you could act like he's illogical. Man, Bill's a fucking worm. Bill ain't trying to fight no Brian Norman Sr. He said, all right, nigga, when I see you, though, I'm going to walk up on you. Yeah. Exposed Bill said no contract was sent to Top Rank. I thought Devin signed 3 times. Let me tell you something, man. Bill Haney and Devin Haney are the biggest liars on the planet. And how you guys listen to, how in the world Bill is number 1 and Brian Norman is number 2 and hell no. Brian Norman ain't nowhere near Andy Gill. How are you going to put Brian Norman Sr. in the same sentence as Bill Haney with capping? Come on, man. I will challenge anybody. Give me a cap from Brian Norman Jr. and I'll give you from Brian Norman Sr. And I'll give you a cap from Bill Haney that's way worse. Trust me. I got caps from Bill Haney from activate your mandatory to we talked to Peter Kahn and he wanted $3 million to they paid the Ryan Garcia paid me my money after he missed weight and all kind of stuff, man. I got all kind of stuff on Bill. It's too early for a contract. It was a term agreement they are talking about. Look, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to absolutely refuse to talk about any legal issues with anybody that is not a lawyer because I'm tired of this. They've been playing that cornball game about send the contract for it. That shit doesn't mean anything, man. Hell yeah, KMJ Network, please support the channel, man. Bill is the worst, but Brian on the whole boots ducking his son and running from his son to 154. Yeah, I mean, look, bro. I didn't listen to all of that. And I'm sure I did hear that. I don't buy that shit. I did the video. I didn't buy that. But, you know, he's doing his promoting. He's got to do what he's got to do. Bill does what he got to do. It's the lying that bothers me. You can't. Brian Norman is not actually lying when he said he ran from his son. He's characterizing it. But if you say you can activate your man, or if you say that Gervonta Davis was Devin Haney's WBC mandatory, you're just lying. Tay called in and told on Bill. Tay called in and told on Bill. Yeah. Bomb squad. Speaking of, bomb squad. Bomb squad tonight. Bomb squad tonight. I'm buying the pay-per-view for sure. For sure. All Kamal said, activate your mandatory. Gets me every time. Man, Bill Haney is easily the biggest liar, bro. Followed second by Turkey Al-Sheikh. Turkey Al-Sheikh's a lying-ass dude, too, man. That dude lying. Ooh, they lying. They lying. Tay said Bill didn't want to fight Brian from the start. They wanted Shakur. They for sure do not. I mean, I'm sure they want Shakur over Brian Norman Jr. because that's a big boy right there. That's a big boy. Brian Norman Jr. is the same size as Devin. Devin doesn't want to fight people the same size as him. Okay? So if you tell me that Bill and Devin really want to fight Shakur, first of all, I still don't believe that. But I'll believe that before I believe he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. because Brian Norman Jr. is the same size as Devin. Devin always wants to fight guys that he's bigger than. Devin doesn't want to fight guys his size, and he definitely ain't never going to fight nobody bigger. Okay? So he ain't going to fight nobody bigger. But as far as like the boots thing, I mean, look, man, there's a certain amount of promotion that I find to be acceptable. And then there's a line that people go over. Okay? Entertainment, if you're just trying to be entertaining, talk a little shit here and there, okay, you're talking some smack. Everybody knows you're talking smack, right? Like when I said, hey, man, I'll go to Turkey. I can send somebody to Turkey Al-Sheikh's castle to slap him in the mouth. I wasn't being serious about that. Well, I could, but at the time, I wasn't really being serious about it. Kamal said, oh, yeah. Kamal said Wilder finally parted ways with Malik Scott. Yes, with Don House. Good morning. Hey, what up, Ralph Chestnut? Steve J said, and B. Norman Jr.'s left hook is crazy. Yeah, they're not trying to fight Brian Norman Jr. They're lying. I'm going to put a link in the chat. Niggas, do not jump up here because I will snap off. I'm telling you right now, bro. Today, I know y'all going around with y'all shit, trying to get on every live stream and all that, bro. I'm not down for the drama, bro. Y'all can go take that shit somewhere else. I'm not down for the drama. So when I put this link in the chat, you understand, bro, you can't call me up and get me on the phone. You can't order me to do shit. You got it? I'm going to put this link in this chat. Don't think I don't know what you niggas be trying to do. That gig is up. No shine on Martin. But I will invite Kamal on. I'm excited for Matias and Puello. I am. When is that? Okay, yeah. Let me see. That card, my God, that's a good card, but too bad Turkey Al-Sheikh don't know how to. Actually, I think Turkey might be getting frozen out. That's probably why his ass is way the fuck up out there. Matias Puello, yeah, I am too. I'm rooting for Matias over Puello. I'm rooting for Matias. I hope Subriel Matias gets his belt back. Wouldn't that make Matias a 3-time champion? Damn. If Subriel Matias beats Puello, I think that would make him a 3-time champion, wouldn't it? Because he won it one time, and then he lost it on the scale or something. He lost it because of something. What up, Kamal?
What up, Fanon? I'm not surprised that allegedly this talk of Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. didn't amount to much. The basic rule of boxing is that whenever the negotiations are taking place in public, most likely not going to happen. And when there's a lot of bluster, a lot of people saying sign the contract, send the contract, there is no fucking contract. 9 times out of 10, when you hear that language about sign the contract, well, there's never a contract generated. It's just bluster, it's just talk. So color me as someone who is not really shocked, because to me, Brian Norman Jr. would be all wrong for Devin Haney. I mean, just the power, everything else, and the guy is tiptoeing to 147. I don't think he's actually fought at the division.
Yeah.
Devin, after he lost to Ryan, said he would fight at catch weights. He would fight at whatever weight he feels comfortable at. So I just believe a lot of it was just a big clout chase to me.
It's right on the heels of the cloud chase with Errol Spence last week. When
Exactly.
they said they would want to fight him in a catch weight, and Errol was like, "Man, stop playing with me. Leave me alone." So they left. So they were trying. That's what they've been doing their entire career, is latching on and trying to start a bunch of obnoxious drama and a bunch of obnoxious arguments. Shit's just obnoxious, man.
It is. And it's just I think they also clout chased Keith Thurman, didn't they, last year? Didn't they clout chase Keith Thurman? The
I
Haney's?
wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, they clout chase Keith Thurman. I even heard them clout chasing Boots a little bit before Boots moved up. It's just nonstop, just attaching your name to someone else, and then when the fights don't happen, it's nonstop. It's the same formula exists in boxing. You want a fight not to happen, you do a lot of public posturing, you do a lot of negotiations in public, you use verbiage like sign the contract, and then you find out later there is no contract. Same thing they did to Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Rest in peace to Batman, because Batman exposed their asses big time.
Let's put did you actually hear the argument with Brian Norman Jr. last night, senior, and Bill Haney?
No, I didn't. Tell me.
Okay, I'm going to try to pull it up. But basically one of the things that Bill Haney said was that he didn't think that Brian Norman Sr. had the ability to negotiate for a son.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He said that I hear it's some other lady that's running the show, not you. But let me ask you a second. If you remember this, Batman. Do you remember when Bill Haney refused to negotiate with Batman for the same reason?
Yep. Batman exposed him.
For the same reason. Bill didn't want to negotiate when the argument goes back and forth. One of Bill's tricks is to cast doubt on whether or not you're even with that fighter, whether or not you can make decisions for the fighter or not. So he wanted to he refused to negotiate with Batman, just as he just did all that dumb shit, bitch ass nigga, street ass nigga, fight ass nigga, all that bullshit he was doing, talking about he's some rough ass dude, like nigga, bitch, nigga. Oh, I gotta play it for you, bro. He might have called. He basically did a buffoon move. I'll get it to you. I'll get it for you though.
Play it for me. Play for the audience. I want to see that.
Man,
I'm
that shit
interested.
is hilarious, bro.
I mean, when did it become okay and something to be objectionable to? Excuse me. When did it become something bad to move out of, wherever you came from and move to a better area? So
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck wrong with you? Nigga, your mama's a bitch, nigga. Don't do that. Nigga, I just did it, nigga. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that because I respect for my, I'm gonna let you have it. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, all right. Nah, the reason I just said I ain't gonna do that, because I know what I know what your mama. Nigga. Yeah, it's all good. No. It's about the personal shit. I ain't gonna do that. All right, it's cool. It's cool. Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. It's cool. Everybody gotta go, nigga. Everybody that came, nigga, everybody gotta go, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Fuck you too. It's fuck you too, nigga. And get the fuck out of the phone. I was up there first. Get your bitch ass out of here. I'm not going, nigga. Nigga, go smell some motherfucking coke, nigga. Go get you an 8-ball, bitch.
There you say, go get an 8-ball, bitch.
Fuck wrong with you? Nigga, listen. Nigga, I'm digging to a whole bunch of niggas. What we doing, bro? We fighting, we over here cackling like bitches. What we doing? You ain't cackling like a bitch right now. This ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Get the fuck out the phone, ho. Man, fuck you. nigga. Fuck you, nigga.
Hey, man. That's Bill Haney. That's Bill Haney trying to shut that fucking fight down. Go ahead, man.
That's crazy. I'd never heard that, but
there's another part. There's another part. I think there's one on the Boxing Voice where he's talking to him. And he's actually saying that he's not, that you're not, that he doesn't represent his own son.
Yeah, get that. If you could play that as well. I mean, I don't know if there's any copyright issues, but
it's not. It's on. Everybody's taking every first. Oh hell no! Because you remember when I did Shakur Stevenson? I interviewed Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, I remember.
You used to remember how many people stole my shit?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, like, please, these people have no compunction about stealing people's shit, bro.
I remember,
but I think this was I'll look for it in a second. I'm looking for it now.
Do you remember when you and I were proposing fights, and you and I said after Roman Villa beat Speedy Rashidi Ellis late, we said they should make Boots Roman Villa, and then I think it was Boxing News 24, Boxing Scene, one of those articles took you and I's suggestion, and they didn't give you credit for it.
They never do it. They do. Boo, that fucking bug eye showbiz be fucking stealing my shit daily. Like, I listen to this nigga repeats me verbatim. You remember that video? You remember the video that I did? Well, I don't know, maybe if you remember, I did a video about Shakur Stevenson and betting, and he said that he won money off the draw.
Yeah, I remember.
And I said, dude, that nigga was on DAZN and said, like, fucking asking Shakur the same question. Well, hey, how did you win if you bet on the man? I'm telling you, man, them motherfuckers like, fuck, I can't stand them, man. They're just liars. Like, Bill has no, I don't think Bill has much of a talent other than lying, you know?
Well, he's a classic carnival barker, like I said, snake oil salesman. You and I have seen those types before, so we know what he is. But for people who are not really trained or people who are on the payroll, they venerate that guy.
Fair. That's fair, because it can fool a rookie.
It can. Or you're on his payroll and you just buy everything that he says. But, you know, he's been exposed. I mean, the whole Peter Kahn thing with Subriel Matias, the fact that, you know, you were talking trash about Mr. Gary Russell Jr., then you're in Gary Antoine Russell's division, and you don't even express an interest in fighting Gary Antoine Russell, but you talk trash about him on X. You talk trash about Puello on X, but you don't want to fight them. And then the Subriel Matias lying and about that. And then the fact that you guys made it seem like Lomachenko was this biggest duck in the history of the world for not fighting Devin or getting franchised or whatever. Then you drop your belt to avoid Sandor Martin. And then you guys try to turn around and say it wasn't a duck, it was money, it was Eddie Hearn, it was this and that. These guys are just hypocrites, Fanon. These guys are clout chasers, and they've been exposed multiple times. If it's one situation, it could be you or the other person. If it's two, it's probably you. If it's two or more if it's more than two situations, you're the problem. And that's the bottom line. Did you hear, Fanon? I didn't hear you do a video on it. Oscar's most recent clapback Thursday.
I did it this morning.
Oh, great. That was great. I don't know if you want to play some of it on this live, but he went in on this fake, totally orchestrated WWE scripted Canelo Crawford fight that nobody's asking for, that Turkey keeps on wanting to put out there, that it's the biggest fight in boxing. I think Turkey's actually said it's the biggest fight since 2000, the turn of the century. I was like, Turkey, have you not seen Floyd versus Conor McGregor or Floyd versus Manny?
Dude, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. What do you mean it's the biggest fight? Nigga, nobody want what?
No, but it's like Goebbels. It's, you don't remember Goebbels during World War II, the Nazi propagandist. He said if you keep lying and keep lying and lying and lying and put it out there, someone will eventually buy it as a truth. But nobody's buying it because we know that Benavidez versus Canelo is the biggest fight in boxing. And so,
come on. You know what they call, you know another term for that?
For what?
Payola. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. Throw enough money at it and try to get enough people talking about it and say that it's everywhere else and hype up the excitement for it. Fabricate the excitement for it. Like buying likes on Instagram. That's basically what they're doing. They're trying to buy interest for the fight.
That is true. I didn't think about that. And they're using their TKO connections with WWE because people actually watch WWE and Netflix actually paid for WWE. You didn't put all the money up for Netflix to take the fight. Totally two different situations to try to promote this. So Phoenix is 100% right on that. That's a good astute observation, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's very obvious that that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're just fun because they're pumping so much money. But they've been doing that for a long time when they were spending $1 million. Remember that commercial they gave? Remember when they were doing the $1 million movie style commercials?
Yeah, like the one for AJ and Joshua. No, not Joshua, but who was it? Usyk, the one when they had
I
them all
think it
dressed
might
up
have been
like
Usyk.
zombies and stuff.
Yeah, they were like zombies, and they were going. Oh no, it was B-ball was in one. It was like they tried to make like 15-minute major motion picture style promotional material.
Yeah,
but dude,
like even with this Fatal Fury stuff, they're trying to link up with SNK to try to get hype off the video game that just came out. That's what the whole Fatal Fury thing is about.
What's
like,
SNK?
Shoot.
Is that another boxing game?
No, SNK. That's another game developer. They're the ones who put out Fatal Fury.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
they
I don't play video games.
that,
Oh no, Fatal Fury is a
since
video
that just
game.
came out, yeah, they tried. They that's why they've been doing this whole Fatal Fury tour. They linked up with them, and I guess got some type of co-promotional thing going on. So like that's why they keep on throwing that name out there. They even made up their own belt for that Fatal Fury stuff. That's the thing. Like and then the commercial they did when they had Devin dress up as a lawyer. Like, come on, that's another one. They doing everything.
Dog, De La Hoya. When De La Hoya, and I'm on Kamal's part, when De La Hoya said, "When have you ever seen two fighters sitting down having dinner with each other? What kind of shit is that?" And he also pointed out, "When is this fight, Dana? Is it in the afternoon or is it the evening? When is the fight going to be?" It's like this. He talked about just how a shit show promotion this whole thing is, man. Oscar De La Hoya was a hell of a fighter in the ring, bro. And then I got sick of his ass for a long time, bro. But he's making a comeback for me, man.
Hey, Turkey did the impossible. He got Oscar to start talking to Al Heyman and talking about how good he is. You know, that's how Turkey did.
After that Cold War in boxing, I didn't think that was never going to happen.
Hey, but you know what is true, though? You sometimes do have to see somebody really, really bad before you recognize when somebody is good. Because you see the way Turkey Al-Sheikh is behaving, I guarantee you all of these people are wishing that they had not went at Al Heyman like that. Because I'm telling you, man, he's killing the ecosystem, man. The boxing is all fake. It's all fake. Just WW, you're trying to make it like WWE or some shit.
Yeah,
because they're all under the same umbrella.
Everybody.
TKO.
They got everybody trying to do those characters.
And it's just a bad acting job. It's a bad acting job because it's like you got Crawford and Canelo, Z-Side Bud and Canelo Alvaroid whining and dining and 69ing each other with Turkey Al-Sheikh, you know, whispering sweet nothings in their ear.
69 in each other.
They need to get 68 for that. Or 86. 86 they asked for that.
Whispering sweet nothings in each other's ear. You got Crawford feeding Canelo grapes and stuff and rubbing his belly with baby oil in that dinner. And then the next press conference they're fake shoving and getting each other's face. It's like this is not even WWE level scripted.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? Because remember, that was like the same day that Carmel Moulton and Zaquin Moses had their little thing. And people was on Twitter like, hey, this is what Canelo and Bud need to do. 12 hours later.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So it's like, man. Like, so what y'all fighting over this time? Like, who got the whole turkey's hand? Or what side of the table y'all sitting on? Are you mad that Terrence got the big piece of chicken? And you over there shoving them? Like, what's going on? Well, what they did.
Who gets to rub the belly? Who gets to rub the baby oil on Turkey's belly? That's what they're fighting over.
Tamarifu said he's all for it. He even said hashtag all Diddy on that. So
Did he?
yeah, that's what Tamarifu came out and did. Like he did a video talking about, I'm sorry, Turkey, I shouldn't have called you that dictator. I'll do anything for you. I even hold your hand, all Diddy. I was like, come on, man. I was like, damn, Tio down
No.
bad.
T Tarifa, what do he call? What does he call Tiafimo? Tarifamu? Some shit.
Tamarifu.
Tamarifu.
So he even said it at
T-Ho.
the first press conference. Remember that first press conference? He wasn't there, but he called them on the phone. And he's like, "Hey, this is what's going to happen." And you hear him say it on the phone. Yeah. So Temurifu, we got some plans for him. I was like, man, Temu, we're gonna keep calling him that now. He keep on letting dude say his name wrong. He ain't even try to correct him. So he
I
can't
know,
do
dude.
nothing. But sure, he down bad. He almost as down bad as Bill Haney. He out there looking for a fight. Like
He's begging.
man.
He's wearing the PBC hat, begging Al Heyman to bail him out, begging Floyd to bail him out. You know, the guy has not played his cards right. Had that fight with Steve Claggett that was a snoozer that was designed for him to get a knockout win and look good, and he did not look good in that. That guy is
Mm-mm.
desperate, begging for bailouts, begging Al Heyman and PBC for bailouts, openly saying, my top rank deal, I just got to pay them a percentage, but I can fight with PBC, I can fight with Turkey. The guy is desperate, T-hole, and I'm talking about T-hole.
Yeah, he out there like a Make a Wish child, except the boxing like the shit good horrible.
Man, please retire. Andy Gill said, Turkey said he's trying to keep Canelo until he retires. Please retire. God.
Canelo said he still want to go to these 40.
Drop the
So
damn belts. If you're not going to fight your contemporaries in the division, stop retarding the division. This is the same thing I said about Crawford. I don't. Does Crawford still have the WBA at 154, or has he been stripped?
no, he still has it.
He's
Like,
not going to fight at that division. When's the last time he fought? Over a year ago, he fought that dude from Tajikistan.
Yeah.
Drop the belts.
See, funny thing is that's what Canelo told him was like, hey, you know, you just here because this is gonna be your last payday. After this, you're done. We're not gonna see you again. I
Oh,
was like, hey, but Bud confirmed it though. He said this might be his last fight and then retire. Like that's what I've been saying. He's been waiting for his one big payday before he retired. Because even
exactly.
though he got money with Spence, that wasn't it. And he kind of in a spot where he feel like because of his accomplishments with 2 times undisputed and all this and that, he kind of feels like he should have the money to go ahead and match that. But achievements don't equal checks. And they don't
Exactly.
equal excitement for the fight. And that's why even though on paper you could say it looks good, like hey, Canelo been undisputed 2 times technically because he didn't fight his mandatory, but he went back and fought him to get the belt back. So that was the second time. And Bud's done it 2 times in 2 different weight classes, and Bud's undefeated too, and he's moving up. 3 weight classes. It's gonna be an awesome fight. We're gonna see something we've never seen before. But the thing is, like, nobody wants to see it because
Exactly.
they want to see those guys fight other people. So like that alone, that alone is like, okay, you can't say this gonna be the biggest fight ever when you're having 2 people like people wanted to see Bud and Boots. People wanted
Mhm.
to see Canelo and Benavidez. And if not Benavidez, maybe a rematch with Bivol would be number 2 behind that. But people did not give a damn about Bud and Canelo. And again, Bill Haney's fault and Bud for having that urban dude mentality because he should never listen to Bill. Like he the one who came out and said Bill told him to go after this fight. And it's like why are you gonna listen to Bill when and do something that he ain't even talk about his son doing? Is Devin moving up to 160? Even though he big enough to go ahead and be up there, he moving up to 160 to fight nobody. So why you gonna listen to Bill and jump up 3 weight classes because he told you, hey, no, that's your fight, champ. You can do it, man.
Dude,
See that
he may just be saying that really just to try to give the public something to feed on. I really think that especially a lot of stuff, about him became apparent when he re-signed with Top Rank, when all the action was over there at welterweight with the PBC, and he was just spreading lies and propaganda about being ducked when he was the one who went ahead and re-signed with Top Rank. I think he may just be trying to give Bill Haney more credit than he deserves for that decision, because you're 100% right. Did you even see? I'm not a big fan of Canelo Alvarez. I've exposed his career and a lot of the cherry picks that he's done. Did you when Canelo when Crawford tried to say who he fought that was elite, and he
Oh
said
yeah, I
Postal?
was laughing at that. I was laughing at that. And Canelo said, "Who is this?" Well, you talk postal. You talking about
Postal's
like a
like, who?
postal worker? A postal worker? You talking USPS? You beat up the mailman? Who is this guy? And
But
then
I like the
and then
way
you said Ricky Burns.
you said Ricky Burns, who ducked a prime AB when Adrian Broner was knocking folks out, beating up Gavin Reese. That prime
Bro,
version of Adrian Broner,
bro,
Ricky Burns ducked him openly. That was one of the biggest ducks in boxing history.
and get this. The other thing is, remember that one dude that was on there talking about if Muhammad Ali fought today, people would think he was boring.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So he put out another tweet the day after that talking about, yeah, I would say elite is B plus and above. I said, hell
what?
no,
what?
hell no. How you? This is what I told him. I said,
If you
nah.
if,
If,
if you elite, that's 10%.
That's A
exactly. But
plus.
here's what
Elite
I
is
told him though. Here's what I told him though. It's like, how you gonna say B plus and above? If you're looking at it like grades, look at it like this. Valedictorian is elite. That's what the elite person, whenever you
exactly.
talking about grades, is the valedictorian. Not everybody B plus and above. You talk about 3.0?
Well, I
Nah.
mean, you being elite, I'm sorry, finish. I cut you off. That's my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But that's what I liken it to. I'm like, how you gonna say everybody B plus and above is elite when you look at grading and you got a valedictorian? Maybe you got some people who graduated like summa cum laude, but like shoot, how you gonna say like that's not everybody? And B plus and above, that's a shitload of people when you're looking at the number of students. So nah, I
Yeah,
couldn't agree
look,
with that.
bro. And plus, I would say it's wrong because, dude, you look at how big a bucket you're casting. You're trying to tell me that if you say that a B plus and above is elite, then you're trying to tell me that who's an elite fighter? Let's just say Floyd was an elite fighter. You're trying to tell me Floyd and B plus Arturo Gatti are elite fighters. Because Arturo Gatti's about a B plus. At his best, he was probably a B plus fighter. He may have slipped down to a B, but I mean, B plus fighters? No, B plus fighters are supposed to get blown the fuck out by elite fighters. They're not in the same category. You can't say Ali's an elite fighter and so is Joe Bugner. You know what I mean? Joe
Josh
Bugner.
Hadley was elite.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Bugner was a B plus heavyweight. That's how he got to be number 1, number 2 in the rankings. That's how, I mean, Subriel Matias is a B plus fighter. He ain't no fucking Floyd Mayweather. That's a fucking gap.
Yep. And that's what I've been saying. Like when you're looking at fighters, like there's a few that stand out, and then there's everybody else. So like
Yeah, see,
you
this is the
remember like
problem. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I'm
I just gonna
listening.
no my bad. I was just gonna say like like Hagler, Hearns, Duran, Leonard, like those were guys that stood out. But then you had other people like everyone else, and they were good. They were pretty equal with each other. But then those four stood out in that era. That's why people called them the Four Kings. But then, like I said, that's in every single era. Not everybody can be elite. You're not going to have 10 people elite in one weight class. That's just not going to happen. You might have one or two. Maybe sometimes you get up to four like that. But nah, it's not going to be everybody B plus and above.
I slept in. Did you guys talk about the fights for this weekend? Who's fighting and maybe the predictions? Bomb Squad returns this weekend. Tonight.
That's tonight.
Squad.
Are you going to be calling the fight, Fanon?
Yeah,
Because you said you're ordering the pay-per-view.
You know how it is. I'm ordering the pay-per-view for sure. I'm supporting that pay-per-view. And provided, because my dad's in the hospital, so provided I don't have to go to the hospital and be in the hospital with my dad, I'll call a fight. But we're spending, and just update on my dad. My dad, man, God is good. And I want to thank everybody that prayed for my dad, man. My dad is 88 years old. He had his second stroke. And, man, it looked really, really bad on him, man. But Man, he pulled through and he got out of the ICU and now he's in the stroke unit, but he's going to rehab. He's talking and he's moving and everything is like we feel as a family so blessed. So thank you to everybody that said a prayer for my father. But that'd be the only thing that would keep me from calling the fight and watching. I'm watching Bomb Squad.
Thank God. Thank God he pulled through. Strokes are scary. I remember what's his name? Jason Priestley from 90210. He died at age 40 something of a stroke, and he looked in good shape. Those strokes are scary.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. I'm listening, brother.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a blessing, and amen for that, man. Because my family been dealing with that lately. My uncle, last year, then like my brother had one like a few months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he's doing good now. He's doing good. Like, but it was crazy because he had aphasia for a minute. So like but he made a recovery. Like them things are scary. So keep on praying for your dad, man. And I'll be wishing him good health, speedy recovery. Because man,
thank you, bro.
Health is wealth.
It is, man, and I'm so happy we have him. The rest of the fights are so we got Deontay Wilder versus Terrell Herndon. We got Christian and Billy versus Magic Selecki. I like Billy. That's Kamal's guy.
He's must see TV. Fanon.
He be smacking the hell out of people. Smacking the hell out of people.
So we got some bombs. We got some cats bombing out tonight. That's on ESPN. And then BOK, Deontay Wilder's on BOK Prime. Shout out to Tay Jones for getting it out on their BOK Prime. That's what's up.
Hey.
Back on BOK Prime. But I'm going to buy from payperview.com because BOK Prime double charged me once.
Man, the zone be trying to double charge you. Even if you cancel before your cutoff date, when your shit renewed, they will still charge you for the next month and keep you locked in.
Yep, they're I'm surprised. I thought I wasn't even paying for it. I for DAZN, I went and I was like, okay, I'm not going to renew, and I just went and I did not have auto renew. The motherfuckers just kept charging me and it kept going. I'm like, damn, did I re-sign up for this shit? Nope, they just refused to let me off.
Yeah, I turned off auto renew and I went ahead and canceled, and I even switched credit cards to one that I got this deactivated. They still kept on trying to charge. I kept getting emails from them. They're like, man, we tried to charge your payment method, but it didn't go through. You need to update your payment method. I said, nah. That I put it as an expired card on purpose. Nah.
Y'all remember that Tracy Morgan commercial? Bye pay-per-view for DAZN.
I thought, you know what I thought? I was like, to Tracy. And to Tracy. Not you too, man. You know, man, there used to be they were hiring a whole bunch of YouTubers to start off with. A lot of people with that shit to start off with, man. Here's the rest of the fights. The rest of the fights are because we got a good fights this weekend.
Holly Holm coming back too this weekend.
Holly Holm is coming back on the Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez undercard. You got Holly Holm's fighting Avius Griffin. I've heard of him before. Avius Griffin versus Julian Rodriguez. Raul Corelli. I don't want to kill his last name. Victor Rodriguez. Oh, Floyd Schofield and Tevin Farmer. I'll get it for that fight. I want to see Floyd Schofield and Tevin Farmer.
I'm rolling with Kid Austin on that one.
Man, I cannot believe that they're going to put Gilberto Ramirez in there with Dorticos.
Zerto Ramirez?
Zerto Ramirez versus Uneli Dorticos. That's a good
Cuban.
fight. Yeah, that Cuban Dorticos. Yeah,
and this is a Jake Paul card?
That's a Jake Paul. They got Dorticos on there. And
Turkey, take notes.
Card, bro.
Turkey, take notes.
Jake Paul put better cards than Turkey. Look at that.
That's a better card.
And he doesn't spend nearly as much money as Turkey does. He gets better value. Turkey.
I'm not a slave. No, on the low, that's a good ass card.
Hell yeah.
Millie Dorticas, Floyd Schofield, Tevin Farmer. I don't know those other two, but I know Holly Holm, so I want to see Holly Holm.
Oh yeah, I got to see Holly Holm. I'm glad to see her back in the boxing ring because like she was a beast. She was a beast when she was still fighting as a boxer before switching to MMA. And she had like one fight. You probably seen the meme, but like man, she got smacked. Like you remember when who was it? What's his name? Big white dude that had AIDS in the heavyweight division. He was in the Rocky movie.
Oh,
He had the mullet.
Tommy Morrison? No, what's
Tommy
his name?
Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that was him. Remember that one fight where he was getting smacked the hell up and the ref didn't step in? Like Holly Holm had one fight like that where she just got brutalized. I was like, damn. But like,
I don't
man,
care.
her career.
I love Holly Holmes forever for what she did to Rodney Rousey.
Yes.
And
she's easy on the eyes too.
If y'all would have seen the way that I danced that day.
Hey, that's a question, dog. Hey, what was your favorite time to see somebody take an L?
When Ryan whooped Devin.
Damn, you went right for the gusto,
Ryan whipped Devin. There were a number of them. It was when
Marquez slept Pacquiao.
When B-Hop was acting stupid against PBC and Al Heyman, and then talking
Joe
shit
Smith.
to Joe the construction man, call him Union Man Joe, and he got knocked out of the ring and tried to act
he
like
got sent to the sunken place.
And you see the meme of him and Roberto Diaz looking at the jumbotron and saying, "No, I was pushed. No, I was pushed." Then you clearly see the replay that he got knocked the fuck out of the
ring. you remember that movie Get Out? And then dude went to the sunken place, and that's where I went. So soon as I seen B-Hop go down, the place he fell, like it looked like a black hole. Cause you notice when he fell in, it looked like he disappeared. You couldn't see nothing because of the way the lights was. It's like, I was like, damn, that nigga gone. he ain't coming back.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, dog. My favorite run, I ain't gonna lie, though. Well, first of all, you screwed me over because seeing Devin get beat up, I can't lie. I was kind of happy about that. Just because of Bill, not because of Devin. I was just happy to watch Bill watch his son get beat up. That's what I was happy about, just to watch his son get beat up because he's such a prick with his son. Like, you know what I mean? He's like a helicopter dad. Could you imagine being a father of an athlete around Bill Haney at the same time, bro? Like, you would be wanting to fight that dude in the middle of the place, dog. Like a helicopter parent like that, man.
No lie.
Yeah, mine was, aside from that, Alexander Usyk's last 3 years of Alexander Usyk's career.
Yes.
I can't lie. He whooped every fucking body I wanted him to whoop, dog. Everybody. He whooped AJ twice. He whooped Fury twice. He beat Daniel Dubois. He totally destroyed UK heavyweight boxing.
Although I like Daniel Dubois, he's always been respectful to Wilder. He's never talked bad about him. I don't know why people don't like Daniel Dubois. They tried to call him a quitter and this and that, and they said he should retire. And then that's just people getting way ahead of themselves. Now he's a champion. He's going to fight Usyk again. But one of my favorites was Andy Ruiz doing that to AJ because Eddie Hearns, as Deontay calls him, and AJ had been tiptoeing around Deontay. They thought they could just come to America on their American debut, duck Wilder, and fight somebody. First, it was Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And, I hate that Jarrell Big Baby Miller, Jim Big Pharmacy Miller got out of that fight because I think his style could have exposed AJ. And the promotion, we only got half of it because the drug test happened, but he had AJ on his heels. Y'all remember when Jarrell was talking all spicy to AJ, and AJ was like, "I'm your paycheck." He had no comebacks. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Gerald had that boy shook. Gerald Big Baby Miller even came to AJ versus Povetkin's press conference, and he was talking spicy, and AJ didn't know what to do. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Was that the one where he broke the bottle and talking about, hey, he glassed me? Or was that a different one? Like, I tried to think like he broke the bottle and used it for like a knife, like it was a bar fight, and it's like, hey, he glassed me, man. Like, was that the one?
I think so. He had AJ stifled. So I was like, man, when these two get in the ring, because I knew AJ was primed for the picking, but then we didn't get the fight. But when Andy Ruiz did that to AJ, it was so rewarding because Eddie Hearns had totally just dragged the Wilder situation on to the point where even Wilder said, okay, I'll take the flat fee of $12 million. And then Hearns went to the WBA begging them to make Povetkin AJ's mandatory, despite AJ being the super champion. Y'all remember that?
At that time, the other option was for Luis Ortiz because of AJ having multiple belts.
Yep.
And he had the choice between Luis Ortiz and Povetkin. He chose Povetkin, and that's why Wilder fought Ortiz, because okay, if AJ afraid of Ortiz, I'll go ahead and fight him.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And then I remember these corporate media goons and people in message boards, YouTube echo chambers, they kept on saying, despite the fact that they knew that Luis Ortiz was with Golden Boy and Wilder was with PBC and they weren't working together other than like Canelo and Chavez Jr., but they kept on saying, Wilder's ducking Ortiz. Why doesn't Wilder fight Ortiz? Ortiz, King Kong. And then as soon as Wilder signs up to fight him, the narrative changed to, oh, Ortiz is 60 years old. Just lying. Y'all remember the change in narrative?
Yeah, they were saying, yeah, they were showing pictures saying Ortiz came from Jurassic Park. He'd been around for a minute, you know, talking about that Wilder trying to fight a relic instead of somebody real. Like, so they even had the DAZN executive at that time came out and say that he was the reason that things fell through, because
Yep.
the whole thing was, yeah, he went to Wilder and like basically was dishonest about the way that they was going to try to do things. Yep, and then Wilder found out about it. And he's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna be working with y'all if y'all trying to do some shady shit like that." And yeah, that's what ended up killing that right there, because he
Lou DiBella was
went
part
over
of
there
that.
and fucked up. Yep. People like to ignore it, and it's like, and that's the thing. We got that the zone executive. We got him out here admitting it, and people still want to ignore it. So it's like, yeah, you know, people gonna blame, you know, PBC no matter what, no matter what.
No matter what. 100% right. You're 100% right. Skipper admitted it. And I think Skipper, shortly thereafter, Skipper ended up leaving the zone. And Lynn Blavnik, who owns it, had been trying to sell it and nobody bought it. Nobody was willing to buy it because it's a toxic asset. So they were talking about how they had the war chest, but they ended up cutting Canelo's contract short because they had let him cherry pick. You know, HBO let some cherry picking go, but they had to approve fights. And so they wouldn't let Canelo get away with bloody murder. Then Canelo was trying to fight MacBook Air. They didn't even have that guy's age, the Congolese cruiserweight that Tony Bellew had knocked out, and he got a belt somehow. And Canelo was trying to fight him.
Makabu.
I call him MacBook Air.
Oh, okay. I was like, you call him MacBook Air? I was like, Makabu, MacBook Air. Okay, I get it.
I call him MacBook Air. That, you know, he's a Don King fighter. And then when you looked at the age, like there was a fight where he had, and they had age for his opponent, but they had a question mark for his age. So they really didn't know how old MacBook Air was. And Canelo was trying to fight him.
No, he an immortal. That's what that was. He's been around for a minute. I just remembered, like, because you brought up Big Baby Miller. I saw something about him potentially fighting Jared Anderson, Big Baby versus Big Baby. I don't know if that's true, but I seen something about that a few days ago. So I had to go ahead and do some more checking to find out if they actually going to do that.
Isn't there some motion on Michael Hunter? I think Michael Hunter has a fight coming up.
He does?
I think so. I think I saw Michael Hunter was get in line for something. I hope
he was under Matchroom, and that was a fighter that Eddie Hearns could have matched with AJ, but he never did. And then Eddie Hearns dumped Michael Hunter, so I haven't really paid attention to him much since he parted ways with Matchroom. But I heard that that Big Baby Anderson was actually in line to be one of AJ's comeback fights. Like AJ would fight, I think, the D-Ball Dillian, the delusional druggy Ducker. That rematch would finally take place. And I think the second fight they were angling for was Big Baby Anderson. According to what I saw, this was about a month ago or a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this stuff I saw for Jarrell Miller and Jared Anderson was just like last week. So I don't know if it's true or not though. So that's the thing on that. Another fighter that's coming back, Nikita Ababi. Y'all remember him? White chocolate. He was like they call him like a white boy with style. I think he's from Brooklyn if I remember correctly. But he was coming up in at 160. I think he's 13-0 with 7 knockouts, and like he was a guy coming up and like just brutalizing people with body shots. I think his very last fight, like the dude got so mad he was getting beat up.
What do you say his name is again?
Nikita Ababi. They call him White Chocolate.
Okay, no, I was thinking about that dude that just throws he's like a Kazakhstan dude that just throws a ton of body shots.
No. This dude American. Okay. But he be throwing body shots and stuff. He got some pretty fast hands. Like his last opponent got so frustrated. I think, if I remember correctly, I think he threw an illegal shot and then, just so he could get out the fight. Like he quit. Like I believe it was like Like he got himself disqualified so he wouldn't get his ass whooped no more. Is basically how it went down.
What's his
And
name?
yeah, Nikita, Nikita, and then a Bobby is like a Babiy.
Okay, Nikita, a baby. Okay, as a white boy.
Yeah, but he was pretty good, but I know he took some time off. If I remember correctly, I think
Oh,
they
but he's
said like
Russian. Oh, he's Russian for real.
yeah,
Yeah, he's Russian for real. Yeah, he said he's a
yeah,
Russian. He's an American professional boxer of Russian descent. So probably he's like, yeah, they call him white chocolate. Okay, let me check him out. 13-0 with 7 knockouts.
yeah. He was smacking people with body shots, like breaking them down and stuff. But he was pretty decent. He was on the come up at 160, and if I remember correctly, I think they said his pops had died, so he took a few years off. But he back in the gym training now, and looking like he getting ready to make a comeback. So I'm excited to see him because he was entertaining.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little inactive in 2022. So he was out he missed 2023. He missed 2020. All right, I gotta go check this dude out. I gotta go check him out.
You know who
Yeah,
you know who would have been good had he not got injured was Dmitry Pirog from Russia. He would have he would have destroyed Bumlovkin.
Yeah,
That guy was beast.
better than Golovkin.
Yeah, much better.
And shit, and Canelo wasn't gonna fight him.
Oh hell no.
nope.
Canelo would not have fought that dude. That's
Canelo wasn't gonna fight no Dmitry Pirog, bro.
And that's another thing that about Canelo. It's like you don't need the belts. If we talk boxing and belts don't matter for certain people, Canelo's one of those people. So why are you stunning the progression of guys like Christian and Billy? Look up Orlando Iglesias, Cuban fighter. They try to say Cubans are boring. This Iglesias at 168 is a killer, bro. Canelo doesn't want any smoke with him. You're holding up Diego Pacheco, guys who really need the belts, the opportunity. You're holding that hostage, and the sanctioning bodies allowing Crawford to even fight for undisputed, despite really moving up, to be honest, 3 weight classes, because I don't count the fight that he had with Madrimov as really being established at 154. And so drop the belts, man. Stop retarding the progress of these guys who actually need the acclamation of being a champion to get to have leverage to get fights. And so now you're just holding up the division. You know, you got a lot of good young talent at 168. Basically forced Morrell. David, I think people would be more interested in David Morrell Jr., even despite the loss to Benavidez, to fight Canelo than they would for Crawford. There are about 5 or 6 more entertaining fights that I think that people would be more demand for. So, I mean, again, stop retarding the progress of these divisions, holding belts hostage. Crawford at the WBA at 154. He's been inactive. They could just name him champion in recess. But I think the WBA, somebody was saying that Gilberto Mendoza is owned now by Turkey. Don't they have some kind of special relationship?
I think they do.
A hand-holding relationship.
What'd you say?
A hand-holding relationship, most likely.
Something like that. You know.
I think they have some kind of relationship.
No, because they kicked WBA off of BoxRec.
But the reason they kicked the WBA off BoxRec, I think, was because Turkey Al-Sheikh was trying to make Fight Facts. I think Turkey and the WBA were working together, and BoxRec threw them off because they wanted to compete by having Fight Facts take over for BoxRec. So BoxRec threw a fit and threw the WBA off their site. But you can't do that.
I thought it was because of their because you remember they did start that title reduction thing, then kind of went backwards on it. I thought it was because they went backwards on it and wasn't meeting, like, you know, because they were updating it for a while, like since the ABC got onto them about it. They were updating it for a while, then they stopped and then started adding more interim shit back. So I thought that was why BoxRec got rid of them, either that or something with Turkey.
Okay, I mean, it was a while ago, and I might have misunderstood at the time because, like I try not to give myself headaches about Turkey Al-Sheikh because I think he's just terrible. I don't care what y'all say, bad business, and eventually this shit is going to shut down. I mean, eventually, and the problem is, how long is it? It's not going to work. I mean, it's just not going to work. You're not going to continue to lose ridiculous amounts of money. You're just tearing up the sport, man.
You know, Oscar called one of his clapbacks. He called Dana White a trust fund baby just for getting this fight. He's like, how does Dana White get to? How does he parachute into this fight and promote it? Did you remember that? You guys hear that? Where Oscar clapped at Dana White because those two don't like each other?
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Hey, real quick, Beam said the hypocrisy. Y'all clown Turkey and Bud holding hands, but watch grown ass men tap each other on the ass every weekend.
What's he talking about?
I've
What?
never been an ass tapper.
What's he talking about?
He's talking about
who's
Turkey Sheik holding hands with Bud. But I don't know if he's talking to y'all directly, but he's saying you guys are talking shit about Turkey and Bud holding hands, but watch grown men in football, right?
Oh, I don't even watch football.
Tap each other on the ass every weekend. And what I'm saying is, dude, I have never in my life been an ass tapper. I've never in my I don't know what. I always thought that was some fucking coaches getting people into doing that shit. But hell no, man, I ain't never been one to let somebody slap my ass, or I wasn't slapping at none of that shit. I might punch you on the shoulder or something, bump you in the elbow. You know what I mean? Bump chest or some shit. But nah, bro, I ain't cupping you. I'm not cupping your booty, nigga. I ain't never been one to do that.
If it ain't a female, it ain't no way.
Exactly.
Nah, man.
Exactly. So let's say this about your boy Devin Haney. I think the other thing with Haney is that with Turkey, this is just my prognosis right now. With the kind of money he wants and Turkey's new demands on no Tom and Jerry kind of fights.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm sorry, because I fucked over. I don't want to fuck over. This is for you, Kamal. Breaking news: Tank is in Los Angeles for some reason. Then I realized that Jake Paul and Chavez is in Anaheim, California. Is this a call out by Tank?
Is that Big Dog Willie's hating ass again? He's obsessed with Tank versus Jake Paul. How is that fight going to happen? Jake Paul would have to cut off one of his legs to make a weight to even, and probably have to cut off both legs to make a weight to fight Tank at. I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
It's going to have to be an exhibition if they're doing anything. So you know they're not going to sanction that normally.
I mean, that would be like David versus Goliath, and it's not going to happen. That's just Big Dog Willie spitballing. But
well, I mean, if Tank got a rock.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to pay him the farm, and I don't think that's going to happen. But with Haney, I think that with Turkey saying no more Tom and Jerry kind of fights, and Haney's just latching on to him, I think that that Turkey is not going to pay them the kind of money they want unless it's for a quote unquote exciting opponent. He's not going to pay for them to fight another Ramirez where both are going to stink up the joint. And that's why I think kind of why Teofimo Lopez's initial offer got halved, according to Teo, is because people realize that could be a snoozer. So I think that the only fights where they're going to want to get paid what they want and Turkey will be willing to make are going to be against quote unquote exciting fighters, people like Blair Cobb, because like him or hate him, Blair Cobb is going to come to fight. He's not coming to run away.
Can I say something here about just from a business point of view? How fucking arbitrary that is. How arbitrary that is. That you, and I'm not saying I fault him, but I'm just pointing how arbitrary that is. That I'm going to pay you based on how exciting a fighter I think you are, to me personally. Versus you're going to make how much money you make based off the ticket sales that you have and the pay-per-views that are sold. Mm-hmm. That is so amazingly arbitrary that no person, no young child that is going into the sport will ever be able to have a path to success, because their success will be based upon whether or not Turkey Al-Sheikh thinks they're exciting or not. Versus, can they go out, set up a ring, tell everybody around, come see me, set somebody in the front door and have them collect $100 to get in. You get 50,000 in there. It's 50,000 times 100 or whatever. Then you make your money. And you don't worry about whether or not some one particular person says, oh, it's not exciting. Oh, so we're going to pay him 3.5. Oh, he's more exciting to me. I like him better. So I'm going to pay him 6. What basically you're saying, you're going to pay the people you like. You're going to pay the people that you like. You're not going to give these people money off from their effort based off what they're doing in the ring, based off what the fans think. It's like the fans don't matter. Only Turkey matters. I'm telling you, that's a bad business model. You guys need to go and sell shit for yourself. Go get your own. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have some king in Saudi Arabia, some basically self-styled king in Saudi Arabia that gets to pick how much you're making depending on what his feeling is. But what if he never meets you? What if he doesn't like your style? I guess you don't get the box. I guess you got to go mow lawns because Turkey doesn't like it. versus, hey man, I know my people like me. Everybody in Baltimore likes me. Everybody in Baltimore wants to buy my tickets. But no, but Turkey doesn't like me.
There's a reason it works for Turkey, though.
Do you like from a business perspective? I mean, in a corporate business perspective, how unpredictable this is. Any type of company or any type of organization is based off systems. Systems have to be repeatable and predictable. Otherwise, it's not going to work over time. You can't keep reinventing. You can't keep reinventing railroad tracks. The railroad tracks have to be at a set distance equally so it all works together. It can't be arbitrary. Turkey can't say, well, I'm building a railroad station. I want this rail to be 2 inches wide, and I want the other rail to be 4 inches wide. Because the people that are putting trains together won't know how to fucking do the shit. Because you don't have any standards set. When you have arbitrariness like what we're describing here, there's no system in place. It's just arbitrary. And arbitrary equals corruption, especially for people that will never have a path to success. Open your eyes, you fucking morons. For real, you niggas talk to Bill Haney about business. He don't know fuck about business. You niggas don't know fuck about business. I mean, Roger Mayweather says that shit. Y'all know shit about boxing. Bro, y'all don't know shit about business. Shit. You don't go with arbitrary. Arbitrary is bad. We need something to be systematic, predictable, and repeatable. This year, I want to know how many McDonald's, what sandwiches are we going to serve at McDonald's this year? Turkey wants to change the menu every 3 days. No, we need because we need to know what we're making today. We're making McDonald's. We're making this many cheeseburgers, this many Big Macs. We got everything set. So when the customers come here, boom, we ready to go. All of the hamburger buns are the same size. They got the same ketchup in each one of the ketchup packages. It's all uniform and consistent, right? That's what we need. We don't need arbitrary. And that's what we're getting. Oh, maybe we'll fight in Alcatraz. Oh, maybe we'll fight at the bottom of the Rocky Mountain. What the fuck is that? The Grand Canyon. Maybe we'll fight in the Grand Canyon. Oh, maybe we'll have ring card boys. Oh, maybe we'll have a 12x12 ring this time and a 24x24 round next time. I'm sorry for cutting you off. There's nothing worse than an arbitrary leader. Nothing. Nothing worse than an arbitrary leader. You have to have a system that is predictable and repeatable so people know how to behave. Oh, I was told my whole life that this is how you win a boxing match. All of a sudden, Turkey Al Sheikh changes all the rules. And you gotta put your foot in a tire, wear 6-ounce gloves, and go at it.
Well, there's a reason it works for Turkey because it is predictable. He knows that so far his cards have not made money. So there's that. And then the other thing is, we know that it's not just his opinion because, look at how much, there's a reason that they can't go ahead and do things the normal way as far as, okay, go ahead and sell your tickets and pay-per-views and then make money off that. Because they're not making money off that. That's why they've been at a loss so far each time. So with that, it's like, okay, we know that no fans want to watch because fans don't pay for anything that they consider boring or that they're uninterested in. So to that extent, it's like, yeah, the fans don't really care either. And since they can't make no money off the fans, it's like, well, then Turkey gonna have to go ahead and pay them whatever he feels like. Everybody, I don't know anybody who outside of Bill and Devin fans who were saying that the fight with Ramirez was exciting or good in any type of fashion. Like the fact that they went out and called it a master class, that fight was masterfully ass. That's what that was.
That was a good one, man.
God damn, that was a good one, man.
That was a mic drop right there.
I had to do it to him. But for real though, looking at that, it's like, okay, if they can't expect to pay fighters of what they bringing in. They can't pay them. They can't eat what they kill because they're not killing nothing. So they out there starving. And it's like, well, they gotta ration that shit out. And if you don't
Bro,
put people on rations, then all the food gonna go out, and then eventually the whole camp gonna end up dying. So that's what they on right now. They on rations.
Perfect. Y'all remember that tweet that Turkey said? And it's a dumb tweet. He said, I'll have big problems if Hamza Shiraz and Shakur Stevenson get knocked out because I have
Yep.
big plans for them. Did y'all see that tweet?
Oh, I seen that. I seen.
I
He
just
said he'll
have
be
to,
very upset.
I just have to take a moment of time and for recognition for our channel for one of the funniest statements I've heard this year. Masterfully ass. That shit goes up into the annals when we were calling Anthony Joshua ass juice. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
I
that?
remember that.
AJ ass juice. This man said masterfully ass, dog. I just wanted to take a second to thank you for that ingenuity, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Phoenix. That was, like I said, a mic drop. That was an all-time great moment right there. Perfect
Hey, it's Feel
one-liner.
Good Friday. It's Feel Good Friday.
Hey,
You know how it is.
Fahim said Phoenix displays next level hatred. Yeah, he does. That shit was God. Hey, go ahead, Phoenix. I'm sorry for fucking you up. That was just so good. I had to take a minute break.
That's all good. You know, not be improving each day with it. Improving each day. You know, each time I see something new, I just add it to the hatred stew. Let it simmer for a little bit so I could pull it out later. But man. Outside of that though, like I ain't see anybody who was out there hype about Devin Haney. And the fact that they kept on trying to take it back to, oh, well, people would have said Muhammad Ali was born there, or people would have said Floyd Mayweather was born. It's like, nah, like these dudes are literally out here setting records, and not the good kinds of records. They setting records for the lowest punch outputs. Like how is that something that you're gonna say that you excited about? But man, hey, no, I'm gonna do my Bill Haney impression. And nobody doing it like Big Damn. No, Debo came in,
I'll be
Devi
right back.
Debo, and nobody is throwing as least punches as him. He's the youngest to do it. Ain't nobody been this young before and thrown so little punches. His punch stats is equivalent to his age. Nobody like Devin. Man, Bill, come on, man. Like you hyping your son up for all the wrong reasons. Like I understand you want him to be great at everything, but so far you've been making him great at everything bad. Like the shit is not good. This is like okay, you ever heard of Christian Light? It's Christian Light. His name is spelled with a K. And Light, his last name is like Laight. You look him up on BoxRec. This dude got, I believe, 300 losses on his record. Now, this guy, imagine him coming out and saying he's the greatest boxer today because ain't nobody been able to take 300 fights worth of ass whoopings like he has. Now, there's no disrespect to him, but like, come on, you got 300 losses on your record. That's not something I would be celebrating. Like, shoot, I have a hard time admitting the few times I've had my ass whooped. I wouldn't want to admit that it happened to me 300 times. Like, come on.
You remember that cringy video after the Ryan fight that Devin and his family for his birthday were saying, and still, and blowing out a cake? To your
Exactly.
point.
Even though he couldn't eat the shit, he had to drink it through a straw because Ryan fucked up his jaw.
And they had that cringy after they got their ass whipped, and still.
Man, this dude had liquid cake. Like, imagine liquid cake, and he was happy about that. Like, man, not me personally, I would never buy cake after getting my ass whooped. I wouldn't be going outside. This dude was in the club with a whole bunch of people around videotaping, and he couldn't even blow the candles out himself. Like shit, and it's man, they're doing too damn much. They're doing too damn much. If that was supposed to be like a display of humility, like yeah, I lost, but I'm still happy. Like I don't know. But I'll say this, man. Like that shit right there. That shit right there. That's why boxing is the way it is because so many people are hopping on that same type of bandwagon, and it's crazy because it's like when somebody tells you, okay, be like this person, you have to know how to apply it when you're talking about it because it's like, okay, people keep on like Devin, he keep on wanting to be like Tank. You know, Tank gets some new clothes. You see Devin with that 2 weeks later. He got some new tattoos. Now look at Devin. You see his legs is all tattooed and everything. And he added some more. You see Tank got some grills put in and stuff. You see Devin got, you know, the gold and shit on his teeth too. You see Tank had that thick ass
You need to
chain that
stop.
Devin went and grabbed one.
Stop. Stop. It's too painful.
I ain't scared. He's like the Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of these motherfuckers.
He's like Carlos Mencia stealing everybody's jokes and trying to
Yeah.
brush them off on it. That they're his.
That-
Y'all remember Carlos Mencia? Appropriating everybody's material that he got exposed for.
Who was that?
Carlos
was that?
Mencia. He was
I
really
remember that
funny.
dude.
Carlos
Oh,
Mencia.
Carlos Mencia, the comedian?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
I remember
exposed for
him.
stealing everybody's jokes and clout
that's
chasing
what
off
that was?
everyone. Yeah. That's
And
why he kind of
Yeah.
been around in a
disappeared.
long, and that's why he ain't been around in a long time.
Yep. Because
He had to
Go
have
ahead.
original material.
Appropriating. What do you call it? You said, man.
He was appropriating everybody's material, and I think the one that really got him was what's his name, George Lopez. Like he stole George Lopez, and this was when George Lopez had a sitcom, and George Lopez was really big, and they had the beef. And then after that, you didn't see Carlos Mencia again. I mean, he was a funny guy.
Yeah.
He had some original material that was funny, but I mean, the allegations were that he was appropriating everybody's material, and he just disappeared. And so I compared that to the Haneys. Like to answer what Phoenix was saying, you called Gamboa an old man when Tank was scheduled to fight him. Showed a picture of you at the Olympics, him being an Olympian, you being a young boy, and then right after Tank fights Gamboa, you fight Gamboa. I mean, how
And
how does that work?
See, and that was why I was like before, because we was talking about that in my gym at the time. Like we was all talking about it, and I was talking to my coach. I was like, yo, man, like if Devin come up here and stink against Gamboa, I like me personally, I believe like that was the turning point for his career. Because I sincerely felt at that time that if Devin did not come out and do what he said he was going to do after all that shit he talked, calling Gamboa old, say he was going to retire and beat him up and all this, that if he came out and did not stop Gamboa, man, he didn't even get a knockdown. He didn't even get a knockdown enough. I was like, yeah, he done. Like that was Devin's last chance to show that one, he was who he says he is, and two, to go ahead and propel his career to the next level. You know, that was it. That was it for me. I sincerely feel like that was the point. And after that, I didn't care about Devin no more. And that, but to my other point, you know, like about him being like Tank. See, that's the thing. Like they was just looking at it at like a base level. They didn't look at it like Tank is authentic. He's just being himself. Like all this shit you see, like he's not out there trying to act or nothing. He's just being himself. But then for all these other guys coming up, they don't understand that when
I'll be right
it's like,
back.
oh, be like,
I hear you. I'll be right back.
oh, yeah, for sure. They don't understand like, oh, be like Tank means be authentic. That doesn't mean like you got to go copy each and every one of his actions. Be authentic. Be you, because that's what appeals to people. And that's the problem, because like whenever somebody show you how to do something, you think like a lot of people, their first instinct is they got to do it exactly the same. But that's not the point. The point is to understand the purpose behind why they doing what they do it. And with Tank, it's because he is an authentic person. He's gonna be himself. Devin and Bill, we see that they're not. They're just doing what they're doing because they think that's what's going to get them money. Same thing with all these other guys. They keep on talking shit on Twitter. They keep on doing all this fake beef stuff because they think that's what's going to get them attention and appeal to the fans because, oh, people like conflict, people like controversy. But nah, they care about stuff being real. And when the shit look fugazi, that's when they're not going to mess with it. And that's the problem. People is just looking at actions at the base, and they're not looking at the reason behind it or the context within which they see that shit. That's what the problem is. And until they get that into their heads, see, that's why Jake Paul, where he at, like imagine this. Jake Paul is putting on better cards than Turkey. Jake Paul is getting people paid more than Turkey, and with the money up front. He ain't talking about giving them houses or giving them anything in crypto. He giving them money, and he getting their names out there. Look what he's doing for women's boxing. Like, so far, the only one that was really doing anything for women's boxing was Eddie Hearn. But now, since Jake Paul is coming up, look what he's doing, and all the fighters he just signed recently to MVP Promotions. On top of that, like the dude is out there being humble. Like Remember Amanda Serrano's homecoming where she did have to cancel because of the hair grease thing?
Yeah.
He had himself as the co-main. He had her as the main event. Like that. See, that's the thing right there. Like, even though it's his name and it's his card, he the one putting it on. He was on the undercard to give her a chance to shine. But now he's not even on the same card with her. She got her own card. She headlined, and he not on it. For her third fight with Katie Taylor. Like, Jake Paul is doing what fighters should do, which is have a fan base so you can make money. And he's also doing what promoters should do, which is put their fighters in favorable positions. And he's doing both of them things coming straight out of YouTube. Straight out of YouTube. This dude was one of them people like on the Disney. You remember back in the day, they had them kids on the Disney Channel, and they used the magic wand to go ahead and draw the Disney symbol and shit, like the Mickey Mouse head on the screen in the commercial. That was him. He came from that to
Yep.
doing better than Saudi dude, right? So it's like, man, like, the people don't understand. Jake Paul appealed to people in some type of way, the same way his brother did. And his brother out there doing the WWE thing and got a podcast. He out here in boxing, and people don't realize it's fans. If you don't have a way to appeal to people, if you don't have a way that's going to get people to want to watch or buy what you're selling, then you're going to end up in the same mess that Turkey is in right now, where all you're doing is giving money out, but you're not making nothing else. And the same reason all these other fighters is out there and don't got no type of appeal or anything, because they haven't done anything that really appeals to people, because it don't connect. The shit is fake. You can't connect with fake shit, and that's what they're not getting. Because like we said earlier, Canelo and Bud was eating dinner, and then 12 hours later, oh, you seen what they did? You seen what them young dudes did, Carmel and Zaquin? Hey, let's do that on the stage. And all of a sudden they shoving. Like Devin Haney, who was seen as like a good kid or whatever, and all of a sudden, he's throwing Lomachenko halfway across the stage. Like, it's these types of things where it's like, where does this come from? This shit is
Hmm.
not organic. It's not natural, and that's why things is the way it is right now, because nobody wants to be real about
Exactly.
none of this.
Exactly. You're
Frustrating.
100% right. That was a brilliant breakdown. I'll also add this is that a lot of these people have self-inflicted wounds. So if the Haneys and Shakap Twitterson didn't talk so much and promise exciting fights, promise to dominate people, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna knock out X, Y, and Z," and then they deliver flat performances, they wouldn't get half the flack that they do. But these guys overpromise and underdeliver every time when it should be the inverse. You should underpromise and overdeliver. So if you're constantly out there saying you're talking like you're Mike Tyson, hey, it's me, Mike Tyson. Watch my fight with Peter McNeely. It's gonna be a great fight. If you talk like you're Mike Tyson, but you fight like a ballerina, people are gonna be pissed. They are. I'm sorry about it.
Yep.
If you got Shane Mosley saying that he's out for blood against Jose Ramirez, and we know that Jose Ramirez hasn't looked good in 2 and 3 years, he's essentially a walker from The Walking Dead. And Shane's like, yeah, he's going for the stoppage. And Shane's talking for you on other channels. And then you put up that fight against a guy who should have hung him up and who has not looked good in years, then yeah, you're going to have problems. It's not like these things don't exist in a vacuum. These guys have self-inflicted wounds from talking like they're a prime, like they fight like Deontay Wilder with nothing and don't want overtime, to going into the ring and fighting completely different, and they keep on making the same mistakes. So again, to append Phoenix's point about being authentic, these guys are not authentic because they try to be something that they're not, and then they get angry when people hold them accountable for it.
You know who the perfect example of that is? And this is my last piece of hate for the day.
Who?
Shakur Tweetingson.
Shakira Twitterson?
Man, have you been seeing them little clips from the Ring interview they've been putting out with him?
No,
Yeah.
tell me.
Man, okay. So he out there. Hey, Zapata, I remember everything you said. Just remember, I hit harder than you. I hit harder than you. Don't be surprised if I stop you. You know, I'm gonna come out there. It's gonna be belt to ass. You're gonna see what you never seen before. I'm gonna step on him. I'm gonna crush him. Man, man, like if he come out to this fight and he does even half of that, I will be forced to give him credit. But after what we've seen, like for the last 3 years of him doing that, and seeing the way he spoke, it's like, nah, I don't expect that to happen. And there's the authenticity part. Like Shakur, come on, man, come on. The hardest punch you threw, you hurt yourself more than your opponent. Like, and that's no lie. He threw a bomb. He threw a bomb against Padley, and it was like basically it's like throwing a grenade, but you don't let go of it. That's what happened because it messed his hand up. That's what ended up happening. He threw that grenade at Padley. He didn't let go. It ended up with a broken hand in the fight. And we seen what happened after that. Like this is why for me I can't believe Shakur, because it's like, okay, we got a guy like Zepeda. We got a guy like Zepeda who just gonna walk into the fire. He don't give a damn. Like he walking through hot coals and Legos. He don't care. He don't care what's happening to him. For me to see Shakur saying all this, knowing the state of his hands and then knowing his tendencies, is highly unbelievable. But if he stands up in there and he does even half of that, I'll be forced to say, okay, you know what? Shakur fought like he tweeted for once. He fought like he tweeted for once. I won't be able to dispute that. I won't. Because the thing is, like, everybody's still looking at what he did at 126 and 130 and hoping that he gets back to that. But it's like, it's a similar situation of Kanye West. Everybody remember when Kanye West put out College Graduation, Jesus Walks, Gold Digger, and all that, and they're waiting for that to come back. But we seen what he's doing. We seen how he out there wearing trash bags and weird sunglasses and the moonbound shoes. And Jesus Walks Kanye is gone, y'all. Just like 126 and 130 Shakur is gone. Like they both gone. They're not coming back. So that's why for me it's like I can't go ahead and say that what we've been seeing recently can be ignored, and then all of a sudden what we've seen like 5 years before that, all of a sudden going to come back because 135 is different. These dudes ain't as small. They hit harder. They can take punches better. It's not going to be the same. And with his hands the way they is, because he gripping like a 2-year-old.
I'm gonna have
Like
to set
that's the
a
problem.
30-second more time limit on Shakur hate.
We got an
I'm just
embargo
kidding,
on
man.
that.
Well, let me get in on it after Phoenix because I got some things to say.
I'd rather. I'm about to hop off. So I'll pass you the mic. Come on.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
peace.
All right, bro. Get
All
back,
right,
man.
pleasure as always.
Oh, sorry about that. Come on.
Pleasure
ahead.
as always, Phoenix. And so just to agree with what Phoenix says, man, I mean, these are self-inflicted wounds. Don't feel like you have to be anybody but yourself. That's why people like Tank, because he is authentic, number one. And number two, and I'll end with this, man, really looking forward to this weekend. I won't be buying the Wilder fight, but if you're going to be calling it for on, I will be tuned in.
Okay.
And again, in Billy, must-see TV, y'all say that you don't like, you mislabel black fighters and call them boring and runners. But then when you get Boots and you get Wilder and you get in Billy out there, you guys have excuses for why you don't like them. And you try to say they're not skilled or they're not talented or this and that. So the real problem these corporate media goons and these racist fanboys have is race. Because you have a guy like Jerome Boots Ennis, who's 100% honest, who's on the up and up, only posts on social media when he's in the gym or he says, I'm at church. He and his father have been 100% honest in the game, and then you lie and try to sully their character. So these echo chamber corporate media types and these YouTube channels say what the real problem is. You have a problem with black fighters, period. It's a race thing. So in Billy versus Sulecki, good fight. Coming after the Devin Chico fight, Sulecki is a guy that he's a good litmus test. He knocked out Hugo Centennial Jr. and then he fought Danny Jacobs tough. Looking forward to it, Fanon. With that, I'm out. Deuces.
Deuces, bro. Get back, man. Oh, Bill Haney. Look, let me tell you something, bitch. Stop fucking coming to my Twitter under fake fucking names and leaving me fucking notes, bro. Be a fucking man and say it under your own name, bro, so I can send somebody to your fucking house. Okay? Bill, don't send me no more private notes, nigga. I know it's you. Go bully some nigga you can bully. Okay? Bill Haney won't even CC me on shit. Bill Haney want to come to my channel on some fake ass name, say it's on. I talked to Bill. Bill don't want to see his son get his ass beat. Nigga, stop ghosting me, bro. I know you're here, Bill. I know you're here, boy. And guess what, dog? My comment. And guess what? Let me shut this door for this. Hold on. Somebody told you, hey, bro. Hold on a second. Hey, Bill. Omar said he's gonna come see you, nigga. Omar said he's gonna come see you, dog. Just so you know. Just so you know, Bill. Omar said he's gonna come see you. So go do your homework on who that is. And when you find out who that is, shut your fucking mouth. Because you know damn well you don't want no smoke with him. So since you want to be hellified street nigga, let me tell you the hellified street nigga that's looking for you, bro. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. Do not ghost send me no more notes, Bill. I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in your son. And I hope Brian Norman knocks his fucking head off. Because, Bill, you're a piece of shit. I've always thought you were a piece of shit, and fuck you. Okay? I'm a boxing fan. Leave me the fuck alone. Go run all that bullshit you run with all those other bullshit people that you run, bro. You've already tried to come at me, nigga, and you know you can't get me. So, you know the deal, homie. Don't come over here talking to me, Bill. Don't come over here talking to me, Bill. You know the deal, Bill. You know the deal. And your boss know the deal. And she knows the deal. Your boss, she knows the deal. Because you know all pimps work for women. All pimps work for women. It's just what woman do they work for? I know the woman your pimp ass used to work for, nigga. And ain't no help coming. All right? So you just remember, and when we say Omar, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real Omar, nigga. I'm not talking about the dude that played Omar on Baltimore, nigga. I'm talking about the real fucking Omar. The nigga that Omar really is, the real Omar is looking for you, nigga. So have a good day. I bullshit you not, dog. There's a real Omar, bro. The dude in Baltimore, the dude in The Wire, Omar in The Wire, is actually based off of a real Omar. But the real Omar is still alive. These dudes act like they're these big ballers, bro. You don't know any of the big ballers, bro. None of the big ballers are on television, dog. None of the big ballers are out there like me on Twitter doing that. They're not doing that shit, bro. So you just remember, I told you, nigga, who exactly is the big street nigga? Yeah, he's based on 3 people. One of them is a real nigga, dog. Trust you me, he's very, 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 very real. So good luck, Bill. Keep running, keep my name in your mouth, nigga. Keep putting my name in your mouth. Anyway, I'm out. Deuces. Oh, I'm out after this Cash App. I wanted to remind you that, Bill, I know who you work for, bro. Omar said, "What's up, Bill?" And Shakur Stevens said, "What's up, Devin Haney?" I'm telling you, for real, Omar said, "What's up?" I'm telling you the dead truth. Nigga Omar said, "What's up?" The nigga that Omar is based off said, "What's up?" Tell Bill I said, "What's up?" So I delivered the message. The guy that Omar is really based off told me to tell you that he said hello. Man, I love it, shit, nigga. I love the Chicago. I love it, nigga. Anyway, I'm out, nigga. Donnie Andrews was the real life Omar, bro. That is based off of several people, bro. But I'm going to tell you for real. You niggas don't know there's a real dude named Omar. His name is really Omar. The reason that they named the character Omar is a guy named Omar. It's that simple. There's a guy, the reason that's based off dudes in Baltimore and all kind of different stories. But that Omar, the real thug Omar, is a guy named Omar. Trust me, Omar. He's Omar. And there's only one Omar. Only one real Omar. Anyway, I'm out, dog. Pieces.